everybody, and welcome to the Business Multiplier podcast series. Hopefully, the first episode of many more to come. Today, we will be sharing a little bit of story about us and our background, as well as the team. But going forward, there will be a lot of valuable tips about how to build a valuable, scalable, and a sellable company. Today, I'm very, very happy to be joined by the lovely members of our team. They finally agreed to go public about our relationship. These are the people that have been working very, very hard to ensure that the client's outcome are achieved, and so that we can really help companies multiply their profit and revenue, build those valuable company, as well as build a self-running team for business owners that we work with. So today I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Let's start with the lovely lady on my rightmost. Siyun, can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself, as well as what made you join the Business Multiplier team?
Sure. Hi, I'm Siyun. And before joining Business Multiplier, I was in corporate, and in my career, I have gone through many different industries. So I started out in airlines, I moved on to healthcare, and most recently, I was in the private international education space. In my time in these different roles, I did have the chance to be exposed and to work on a whole range of different roles. So I started out in HR, I went on to do sales, I eventually went to BD, and I ended up looking after sales, marketing, communications, and a whole variety of operational stuff within the private international school. So in that time, of course, there was lots of changes in my personal life as well, and I got married and became a mom. So it got me thinking about the meaning of work in my life. And I came across this role at Business Multiplier, and it really resonated with me because I grew up in a household where my dad was a solopreneur, still is a solopreneur, very entrenched and very passionate about his work. But that also meant that on the family side of things, he was often physically present, but mentally rather absent. So when we were on holidays, he was always on the phone. Back then, when there were no emails or laptops, he was always on the phone. And he would be around for the big occasions, but not necessarily always there for the small day-to-day things. So it got me wondering, for small business owners, if we could impact their lives, not just at work, but also their family lives, their personal side of things, that will be incredibly meaningful to me, and to be able to help that happiness percolate through to their lives, not just at work. And that's why I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. And we have our very first gentleman in the team, Mr. Nicholas Lee. Nick, can you tell us more a little bit about yourself as well?
Thanks, Felicia. I've had quite an interesting career. I started off doing town planning, and after that I went into finance for about 5-6 years. But after that, the bulk of my career I spent in charity work, non-profits, and I was able to experience the growth of one of them into a semi-large one. And I think that made me think about helping others, in terms of running their own businesses. I think my experience was quite useful because as the CE, you would be able to see how you want to galvanize things together, gel the team, and work together for a common good. And I see that need in a lot of companies that we work with as they grow. Different things happen, different issues, different challenges arise for the bosses, for the owners. And I think we're in a good place to support them in their own journey.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. As you can see, our team has quite an alignment on our purpose. Like, we really see this as our life mission to be able to help all the business owners achieve this business, build this business that can make them achieve whatever they want to achieve in their personal life. And we believe that you should never sacrifice your personal well-being for the business. Now, the two of you have been working on this for quite a while now, different length of time, of course. What are you most excited about since coming to Business Multiplier? What are you most excited about in the future work that we do?
I think lots of these business owners and SMEs have such great promise, not just within what they're trying to do or what they're trying to deliver or have been delivering in some cases because they've been in business for so long. But it's also about helping them to see their dream become reality, right? Come into fruition. So their dream could be to exit and have a really nice retirement life, and we could be part of that process. Or it could be to have the business be built into such a structured one that it can be easily handed over to the next layer of leaders, whether it's their managers or to their children. We could make that happen as well. Or whether it's just to have it self-running so that they have the time to pursue other passions. while the business takes care of itself on a day-to-day basis. So like I think all these are just wonderful, like to be able to be part of that process. And we are already starting to see the beginning, or at least for me, I've been here only for a while, but to see like the beginning of that happening for some of our clients, and to have them come to us to tell us that, you know what, since working with you guys, I felt so much happier, or I feel like I have a thinking buddy or someone that I can share my worries or my concerns with, and you always have something ready to help me. And I find that very gratifying.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. How about you, Nick?
Well, I think it's really, really fun and enriching when I am able to see that, the business owners that we coach, they realize something that, they hadn't thought of, and we're able to help them in that process. Big part of my career was in helping people, coaching people, mentoring people, and helping my team grow as well. So when I see this happen for our clients, it gives me a lot of joy. Especially when they say, oh, we could do that. Oh, I didn't think of this. That's really, really remarkable.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Now, both of you have had various roles with various organizations, and now you are in this small, cozy team in Business Multiplier. What do you think is quite different about us in the way we approach this business growth for our clients?
We're a small, cozy team, but I always like to say we are lean, mean, yet unseen. We can get things done really quickly. And I think what's been quite impressive is how we work at the pace of our clients. So if their goal is to 10x revenue or 10x their team within a year, sure, we can do that. But it's all at their pace. So if there are some clients that are a little bit more like, you know what, I have some personal commitments going on at the moment, and I just want to keep my business growing at a steady pace, whether it's at 10%, 20%, we're happy to do that as well. So, I think that's how we approach business is quite inside out. We go from what the business owner's plans are, what his or her vision is like, what is his or her ideal dream state, right? And we work with that rather than us coming in from an outsider perspective to say, oh, at the stage of your business, you should actually be aiming for X% of growth. You should be aiming for X% of like margins, for example. So it's quite collaborative in the way that we work with the business owners, and it's all at their pace and at their comfort level.
What you shared was so important because very, very often as business owners, we feel so much pressure. Oh, the market says you have to achieve at this pace. Oh, the market says you have to already grow up to what stage by how many years. But you know what? Everybody's lives is different, right? What Siyun said. And I think it is very important to know how the business fits into your life rather than trying to turn your life around upside down just to cater to the business pace that you feel should be the right pace. So I think thank you so much for bringing that up. How about you, Nick? How do you feel that we are a little bit different from most companies?
It's just the three of us for now. But I think that between the three of us, we can almost do anything. We're very nimble, we're very fast, and the speed at which we work actually is quite amazing, and I've enjoyed it since I joined, which was quite some short time ago, right? I found it challenging, but I think that's something that we aspire for all our clients, right? That their business environment, their teams should be really robust and ready to go, right? The three of us, we have a lot of fun together, even when we are working hard together. And I think that's something which is a hallmark of Business Multiplier. We want to see that for our clients as well.
Yes, make business fun again. Must insert tagline.